Have you ever felt alone in a room full of people? Like everyone is talking, laughing, connecting, except you? The truth is, connection isn't about who says the funniest joke, who has the most friends, or who looks the most put together. Real connection is invisible, subtle, and rare, and yet it's the thing we all crave. It doesn't live in perfection. It doesn't hide in charm or clever words. It lives in presence, curiosity, and authenticity. The courage to truly see someone, to pause the world around you, and to let your attention and heart land fully on another human being. Imagine being able to touch someone's soul, not with grand gestures, but in just 3 minutes. Imagine creating a moment so real that they feel understood, valued, and seen in a way that leaves them forever changed. What if I told you that those minutes, when lived with care, are more powerful than hours spent scrolling, talking, or performing? That the secret to deep human connection isn't in what you say, it's in how fully you show up. Today, we're going to uncover the hidden forces that make people feel close, trusted, and understood. And I promise, it starts with something you already have: yourself. Welcome to Empowered Heart, where we explore the art of genuine connection, presence, and authentic relationships. If you're ready to deepen your bonds and truly be seen, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell so you never miss a moment of inspiration. There's a secret that most people completely overlook when it comes to forming genuine connection. Many believe that charm, looks, or the ability to say the perfect line is what draws someone closer. But the truth is far simpler and far more profound. Connection is built through presence. Presence is the conscious choice to be fully engaged with another person, to step away from distractions, and to show up as yourself without pretense or performance. You don't need a rehearsed script or an ideal moment. What you need is intention, awareness, and the courage to be real. When you allow yourself to be fully present, others feel it immediately, and that feeling is magnetic, lasting far longer than any superficial display ever could. If you want to connect deeply with a female friend, or anyone for that matter, sometimes it takes as little as 3 minutes, but those 3 minutes must be intentional. The key is shifting your focus from impressing to understanding. Most people make the mistake of trying to dominate the conversation, filling the air with facts, jokes, or anecdotes, believing that talking more equals connection. The opposite is true. Connection happens when you listen, when you tune into the other person with every sense: eyes, silence, posture, tone, and empathy all send a message. I see you. You matter. In a world dominated by notifications, distractions, and divided attention, giving someone that level of focus is incredibly rare and incredibly powerful. The first minute is all about presence. It starts with a conscious choice. Put your phone away. Stop thinking about your next words and truly inhabit the moment. Make eye contact, not in a way that feels forced, but in a way that communicates attention and care. Let your body language speak without words. Lean in subtly, nod with understanding, and show that right now, nothing else matters. Presence forms the foundation of trust because it signals respect, awareness, and authenticity. When you demonstrate that you are fully there, not physically, but emotionally, the other person feels safe, seen, and valued. A sensation that opens the door to authentic connection more than anything else you could say. The second minute is about curiosity. This is where the depth begins. Ask questions that move beyond surface level conversation. Don't ask about the weather, the news, or trivial facts. Ask about feelings, inspiration, dreams, and inner thoughts. What has moved her lately? What's been on her mind? What small moments have brought her joy or frustration recently? These questions seem simple, but they open doors that are often left closed in ordinary conversation. The secret is not just asking, but listening. Listen fully, without planning your next remark, without inserting your own experiences immediately. Let her voice fill the space and respond with empathy and understanding, letting her feel heard at a level that few people ever achieve. The third minute is observing signals, nonverbal communication that reveals what words sometimes cannot. Watch her gestures, her posture, her expressions. Notice when she leans in or hesitates, when her eyes light up or her tone softens. Authenticity here is crucial. Don't filter yourself to appear perfect or overly polished. Speak honestly, share your genuine thoughts, and don't shy away from vulnerability. Vulnerability is not a weakness, it is an invitation. When you are comfortable being genuine, you allow her to be genuine in return. That mutual honesty transforms ordinary friendship into something deeper, something meaningful, not because it was forced, but because it was allowed to naturally unfold through presence, curiosity, and attentiveness. Connection is not about how much time you spend with someone. It is about the depth you create in each second. You can be together for hours, yet never touch the heart of the other person. Or you can spend 3 minutes with focus, empathy, and honesty, and leave a lasting impression that resonates far beyond the moment. Those minutes, when lived with awareness and intention, communicate warmth, trust, and respect. Connection begins with a principle so simple, it is often forgotten: presence. In today's world, where attention is fractured by constant notifications, endless distractions, and multitasking, presence has become a rare and precious gift. Offering it fully is the first step toward any meaningful relationship. When you give someone your complete attention, you are doing far more than hearing words. You are listening with your eyes, your body, your empathy, and your silence. You are creating a space where someone feels seen, safe, and understood in a way that rarely occurs in our distracted culture. Presence allows trust to grow naturally. It allows curiosity to flow, questions to open doors to the inner world, and signals to be observed without judgment. It allows vulnerability to be shared and reciprocated. This is the invisible force that transforms fleeting interactions into lasting connections. It is the quiet art of showing up, wholly and intentionally, for another human being. You're listening not just with your ears, but with your eyes, your body, your silence, and the energy you bring into the space. Presence communicates a message far more powerful than any words could convey. You matter right now. To truly be present means pausing everything else: the mental chatter, the assumptions, the urge to respond immediately, and instead giving yourself fully to the person before you. It's not about waiting for your turn to speak or preparing your next line. It's about curiosity, empathy, and intentional awareness. Presence is both a discipline and a form of respect. It shows maturity, emotional intelligence, and the kind of subtle communication skills that turn ordinary conversation into moments of genuine, memorable connection. Most people think they crave attention, but what they are truly longing for is presence. Attention can be fleeting, shallow, and distracted, but presence lingers. When someone feels you are fully there, not judging or distracted, their guard lowers and their heart opens. Trust begins to form naturally, and the dynamic of the relationship shifts. Conversations that once felt surface level suddenly carry depth and warmth. Practicing presence requires deliberate awareness, putting away your phone, making eye contact, stilling your mind enough to absorb not just words, but tone, pauses, gestures, and emotion. When you do this consistently, you create a safe space where honesty thrives and genuine connection becomes possible. Curiosity is the invisible bridge that transforms casual conversation into deep understanding. When you approach someone with curiosity, you are silently saying, "I want to know who you really are." It's not about collecting facts or keeping a conversation alive for the sake of talking. True curiosity is rooted in empathy, not interrogation. It shows through how you listen, how you ask questions, and how you respond. Most people speak to be heard. Few speak to understand. By being genuinely curious, you build trust, uncover subtle signals, and invite someone to share not just what they do, but why they feel and act the way they do. Questions like, "What makes you feel alive?" or "What's been on your mind lately?" may seem simple, but they communicate care for the inner world, not just surface details. Curiosity also requires patience. It isn't about rushing to the next topic or redirecting the focus back to yourself. It's about holding space for silence, letting thoughts settle, and showing that you are genuinely invested in understanding the other person. When you allow someone to express themselves fully, without judgment or interruption, they feel safe enough to be authentic. That sense of being seen and truly understood is the foundation of lasting connection. Curiosity transforms ordinary exchanges into sacred moments of trust, respect, and emotional intimacy. It dissolves walls, reveals shared humanity, and nurtures bonds that go far deeper than casual conversation ever could. Authenticity is the heartbeat of connection. It is the courage to show up unfiltered, imperfect, and genuine. So many people expend their energy trying to impress others, rehearsing lines, hiding flaws, or projecting confidence. But real connection isn't created through perfection. It is created through honesty. When you stop performing and allow yourself to be seen as you truly are, you invite others to do the same. Authenticity gives permission for openness, vulnerability, and deep emotional resonance. By showing that you are comfortable being real, you encourage the same courage in the other person. This shared willingness to be authentic transforms a relationship from ordinary to meaningful, leaving impressions that linger long after the conversation ends. Openness is where trust begins. Being authentic does not mean oversharing, performing vulnerability, or trying to prove your sincerity to anyone. True authenticity is honesty in thought, feeling, and response. If something moves you, speak it. If you don't know the answer, admit it. Vulnerability is not a weakness. It is strength exercised with awareness and control. It takes far more courage to say, "This is me," than to pretend you have it all together. In friendship, authenticity creates emotional safety. When your female friend senses your genuineness, Your curiosity, your words, and your kindness come from truth. She relaxes. People instinctively respond to real energy and open up when they feel no performance is required. Authenticity also means aligning your actions with your words. It is not about saying what sounds correct, but about living what is right. Consistency, small as it may seem, builds credibility over time. This alignment fosters trust, draws people toward your presence, and nurtures respect. In a world obsessed with image and appearances, showing up as yourself is revolutionary. When you embrace your humanity, your flaws, awkward moments, and sincerity, you demonstrate that connection is not about perfection. It is about being human together. These authentic moments, small or brief, become meaningful because they honor reality rather than illusion. Authenticity does not just attract, it heals. Deep down, everyone craves love, not for a polished version of themselves, but for their truth. Connection is not measured by hours spent together, but by honesty shared. You may speak with someone for years without knowing them, or spend 3 sincere minutes and feel you have known them forever. Meaningful connection depends on the willingness to go deep rather than linger long. When presence, curiosity, and authenticity align, moments transcend time. Conversations move beyond surface-level topics into what truly matters: feelings, dreams, fears, and personal values. Real connection happens when both parties drop their guard and meet as equals, allowing trust to form naturally, creating the space for hearts to open. In a world obsessed with quantity, more texts, more interactions, more followers, the soul responds not to abundance, but to authenticity. A few carefully chosen words, delivered with intention, can create more impact than hours of distracted conversation. By giving full presence, listening with genuine curiosity, and responding with authenticity, you craft moments that leave lasting impressions. Depth doesn't require more time or effort. It requires attention, awareness, and emotional engagement. Notice subtle cues: the tone of her voice, the sparkle in her eyes, the pauses between words. These are the places where connection lives, waiting for you to recognize and honor them with your full focus. Even in just 3 minutes, fully engaged hearts and minds can create an imprint that lasts. Depth demands truth, not duration. Shared truth has the power to transform ordinary interactions into extraordinary connections. Connection is not about strategies or tricks. It is about sincerity in action. It is about showing up fully, leading with curiosity, speaking authentically, and prioritizing depth over time spent. When your focus shifts from trying to be interesting to being genuinely interested, you unlock bonds that no measure of hours, texts, or social interactions could ever replicate. This is the kind of connection that transcends distraction and leaves a human mark that is unforgettable. Real relationships are built in moments, not milestones. They don't grow from grand gestures or carefully planned events, but from the courage to be real, the willingness to understand, and the desire to make another person feel truly seen and valued. It only takes a few intentional minutes to create a memory that lingers, a simple exchange that reassures someone that they matter. A genuine exchange has the power to change both people involved, leaving an imprint far deeper than any material token or lengthy conversation ever could. In a world that often feels fractured, distracted, and disconnected, your presence can become a sanctuary. Your calmness in the midst of someone else's chaos. Your curiosity in exploring their inner world. And your authenticity in showing who you truly are, all serve as invitations to trust. When you approach interactions with honesty, empathy, and full attention, something extraordinary happens. You don't just build surface-level friendships. You build connection that resonates, lingers, and transforms. Every word, gesture, and pause, because it carries presence, curiosity, and authenticity. And the beautiful part is that such depth doesn't require time-consuming effort. Even in 3 minutes, when your focus is intentional and your energy genuine, you can leave a lasting impression of warmth, trust, and care. Moments of connection are not about the length of engagement. They are about the truth shared and the sincerity felt in each interaction. In the end, real connection isn't built on time, strategies, or impressing others. It's built on presence, curiosity, and authenticity. The courage to show up fully, to truly see someone, and to let them see you. It's in the moments when you put away distractions, listen with care, and respond from the heart. Even 3 minutes of intentional attention can leave a mark deeper than hours of distracted conversation. When you approach every interaction with honesty, empathy, and awareness, you don't just build friendships. You build bonds that linger, inspire trust, and transform ordinary moments into something unforgettable. Connection is simple, but it requires courage. The courage to be real. If this video touched your heart, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon on Empowered Heart, and comment the word connection below so I know you're embracing the power of presence, curiosity, and authenticity with me.